had a business or a project that was really important to you and was going to do wonderful things in the world, but to make it as successful as it could be, you had to follow strategies or tactics that were questionable ethically. Would you do it? Hi, my name's Mark Silver, and for more than 20 years I've worked with micro-sized businesses, often just one person or a handful of people involved in the business. And this is the exact question, the exact issue that so many of them faced. And the answer that the majority of my clients come to is that they are not willing to. And they don't move the business forward, and they stay stagnant. I think that the people that we most need to succeed in this world, people who have tremendous ideas, have businesses that are going to do a tremendous good, are being pushed out of business. The models that we have from the last few hundred years of how businesses have been run have been terrible. They've created injustice, they've wreaked environmental havoc, they've destroyed cultures. And people of good heart and good ethics refuse to go down that path. I think that what is needed in the world of business is healing. And I'm using the word healing very deliberately. It's not different tactics and strategies. It's not changing mindset and beliefs, although healing can encompass any and all of those. I'm using the word healing in a very particular way because healing, as I've learned, has to do with coming into wholeness. It has to do with a wholeness that arises from love. I learned about healing from a Sufi sheikh that I studied with for years before he passed in 2015. The Sufi sheikh Sidi Muhammad al-Jamal Rafai Shadali, who is from Jerusalem and was a teacher at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And I came to him because I was trying to help people in business already. And they were running into emotional issues, issues around pricing, issues around marketing. How do you do this without hurting anybody, without hurting yourself? And learning Sufi healing, which has to do with embodying and living in the presence of love, and finding love in the places where it seems like it is not findable. I realized that when I began to learn about how to find love, not only in my own heart, which I think all of us have found love in our own heart, but to find love in the strange corners of the world that seem like, is love available even here? And invariably I find that yes, love is always available. And so bringing love and bringing healing to the world of business is so desperately needed. We've come to understand healing to be something that is individual, has to do maybe with our health. And we've come to understand love as something that's nice and comforting and gentle. I want to say that I think we all have a hint, and more than a hint, that love is actually something else, and healing is actually more than that. Love, as I came to understand, is an annihilating force. It changes everything. It's not just nice and comforting, although it has that too. Love can turn everything upside down. This annihilating force of love that we can bring to the world of business through healing can help business take its rightful place in our culture and in our society, where It's not trying to take over every square inch of our lives, turning everything into a transaction. But instead, it's just the domain of certain kinds of projects and certain kinds of ventures, and done in a way that cares for everyone that's involved. It's been done this way before, and there are many in the world who are doing it this way now. We need much, much more of it. And so I want to talk about what I have learned to be the 3 steps of healing. And so the first step of healing that comes from love is to discern between what is truly harmful and what is merely emotionally uncomfortable. One of the most important capacities that a human can develop is the capacity to be with something uncomfortable without trying to immediately soothe it and make it better and get back to something comfortable. But we also don't want to inadvertently take on something toxic. If we can discern between something really toxic like scorched earth, uncaring business tactics versus finding love even in certain kinds of marketing, it can be so beautiful and open so many doors. The second step is that once we've found something that's uncomfortable, to then listen beyond the surface, to listen to it deeply, to be with it deeply, because our first instinct with discomfort is usually to turn away from it or try to run it over or get rid of it, make it nice. Instead, if we can be with discomfort and listen to it deeply, we often can find real gems inside. We can find the love that is inside of whatever is present. Something that helps it to transform and eventually make it way more comfortable. The third step is then following through. It's embodying love. It's taking actions that are rooted in love. It's taking actions that sometimes leave money on the table, that don't harm relationships for profit, that don't harm the environment for profit, that doesn't harm neighborhoods and societies for profit. We can be cared for. Business can be a sacred pursuit, but not if it's done at the expense of love. I want to invite us all to embrace a path of healing in the world of business so that we can have the more beautiful world that we are all yearning for. Thank you.